your Storm Tracker 13 forecast first. Sponsored by George Sink Injury Lawyers.
Our heat and humidity continues across the area today. It's also another day without much as far as rain or thunderstorms. Viper 13 real-time radar is dry right now. We may see an isolated shower or storm developing, but most of us will stay dry. There is some rain back to our west. That should fall apart before moving our way. And temperatures on the hot side, we're in the 90s for most of us, including mid to upper 90s. It is going to stay hot. We still have the heat advisories and heat warnings in effect. We'll likely see those back again for tomorrow. And for tonight, it will stay mainly clear, warm and muggy in the 70s to around 80 degrees. And hot tomorrow. I'll have a look at how long this heat is going to last coming up.
Coverage you can count on at 5 starts now.
Right now on News 13 at 5, several Apache helicopter pilots are facing suspension after this year's salute from the shore flyover.
And the search for a missing South Carolina girl has come to an end. We'll bring you the latest.
The strikes between the U.S. and Iran intensify. I'm Nana Bonsu with more on what caused the escalation and what President Trump is saying about the state of negotiations.
And thanks for joining us for News 13 at 5. I'm Adriana Lawrence.
And Daminette Pegler. Breaking news tonight at 5. 8 Apache pilots have been suspended from flying as a result of this past weekend's salute from the shore flyover.
This comes just days after the popular annual event in which military aircraft fly from the Grand Strand to the Low Country. News 13's Morgan Baker is live in Horry County. And Morgan, you spoke to an official with the South Carolina National Guard. What did he have to say?
Annette, Adriana, I spoke with Major Lisa Allen, who says suspension is a standard part of their investigative process as they look into the July 4th flyover. Allen says the 8 pilots are still working and are still being paid, but are not currently permitted to fly. Video from the event shows the Apache helicopters flying low over the beach. Allen says they cannot say what specifically led to the suspensions as the investigation is still ongoing. Federal aviation regulations generally set a minimum altitude for aircraft, but allow helicopters to operate lower under certain conditions. It's not yet known whether any additional disciplinary action will be taken.
I thought, how close they came to shore was part of theatrics, and it was a fun show overall. The legalities, kind of supersede the entertainment of the public.
At 6, I'll have reaction from members of a military family to the pilot's suspensions. Reporting live in Horry County, Morgan Baker, News 13.
Morgan, thank you. South Carolina Congressman Russell Fry has responded to the announcement of the suspension of the pilots. He wrote on X, quote, "The South Carolina National Guard needs to drop this review and restore these pilots immediately." Millions of Americans applauded the incredible display during salute to the shore flyover while expressing complete admiration for them and appreciation for our country and military. These pilots should be celebrated, not sanctioned, end quote.
The Darlington Police Department says a man was shot by one of 2 suspects who appeared to be wearing ski masks last night. Police say this all happened around 8:30 last night when the victim was sitting in the backyard of a home in the Chestnut Street area. They add that one of the suspects hit the victim in the face with a gun before the victim tried to run from the suspects. That's when one of them turned around and shot the victim in the shoulder. This is an ongoing investigation. Count on us for those updates.
Darlington County authorities have opened a death investigation after human remains were found. Now, deputies say the remains were found off of Brockington Road in the Darlington area. They had been there for over an extended period of time. The coroner's office is working to identify the body. Anyone with information is asked to call the Darlington County Sheriff's Office.
Horry County fire rescue crews say a person was airlifted to the hospital after an ATV crash in the Aner area. Crews responded to that scene just after 8 last night, where a person was thrown into a field off of Hughes Gasquet Road. They were found trapped in a 10-foot ditch. South Carolina Highway Patrol assisted Horry County Police with the rescue. No word on the condition of the person involved.
In North Carolina, a 5-year-old child is dead and his father charged with his murder.
Such a tragedy. This morning, neighbors at Sable Point Apartments in Pineville waking up to this tragic news. Julian Shador was on the scene with the latest.
An absolute tragedy here at Sable Point Apartments in Pineville. A 5-year-old dead, his own father accused of murdering him. 31-year-old Jahaz Akil Kalika charged with first-degree murder of his 5-year-old son. Police say the mother called around midnight. When they arrived here, they found the child, who we know is Khalil, unresponsive with multiple stab wounds. They immediately began emergency medical care before rushing him to a police car. Unfortunately, they could not save his life. Now, for several hours, we watched police mark blood splatter and take evidence from the apartment. They worked for several hours up until about 6 a.m., taking bags out, boxes out of that complex, making sure they got everything they needed, trying to talk to neighbors to see what they heard and what they saw. Once investigators left, we were actually able to get a closer look at the crime scene tape across the door. We saw bags outside the apartment complex. We're not sure if those belong to Mr. Coley's or not. We also saw more blood splatter outside the apartment, and very sadly also saw bikes outside, believed to be those that Khalil and his brother would ride around. Neighbors say they saw them riding those bikes just days before. They also saw the mother outside the apartment complex grappling with the loss of her son. Here's what they had to say.
Screaming came out. She was holding her son, and they was running back and forth, and it was just like kind of like little blood trails. And then that's when I heard the police tell us that the son was hurt. And we see the kid all the time with his brother. He got, it's an older brother and it's a younger one. And we just saw him like yesterday or 2 days ago on their little bikes. To let them go on because they always around the neighborhood.
Just to wake up and just see that this had happened, it's just unsettling and heartbreaking. So my heart goes out to their family.
And that was Julian Shador reporting. The mother of the son was found unharmed along with another child in the house.
Some remains of a missing South Carolina girl have been recovered, and her parents now face an additional charge. Aiken County deputies shared investigators recovered only some of 4-year-old Javea Harris's remains. The investigation prompted additional charges against her parents, Jamaria Harris and Michelle Herring. They face charges of destruction and desecration of human remains. Warrants revealed that the 4-year-old died as a result of abuse inflicted by Herring. Herring reportedly admitted to disposing of Javea's body in another location. Both were denied bond at separate hearings on Sunday. A vigil for Javea is planned for tomorrow night in the upstate.
Well, former U.S. Olympic canoeist David Hearn has pleaded not guilty to charges of damaging the Lincoln Memorial reflecting pool in D.C. The 67-year-old was indicted July 2nd on one felony count of destruction of property, causing more than $1,000 in damage for allegedly ripping out a piece of sealant at the bottom of the reflection pool last month. Hearn maintains his innocence and says he only reached into the pool to touch a detached piece to see how it felt. Hearns' attorney spoke outside the courthouse today.
This indictment reflects the administration's effort to scapegoat Davy and to shift blame for their own failures.
President Trump has blamed vandals for ongoing issues with his $16 million renovation of the reflecting pool, including a massive algae bloom. Prosecutors say there is a host of evidence against Hearn. If convicted, he faces up to 10 years in prison.
Maine Democrat Graham Plattner said he's dropping out of his state Senate race, leaving Democrats scrambling to find a replacement. The announcement comes after 2 women who claim they dated Plattner in the past accused him of sexual and physical abuse. Plattner has continuously denied these allegations. Maine Democrats have until July 27th to pick a new candidate to take on longtime incumbent Republican Susan Collins.
Those in power who have the ability to do so are using these allegations as an excuse to take away all of the things that we need to run a campaign.
Former State Senate President Troy Jackson and Maine Beer Company founder Dan Kleben announced they're seeking their party's nomination, but a defiant Plattner said the decision should come from the voters.
Well, there have been some conflicting reports out of Iran about a new round of explosions, while the U.S. has stepped up strikes, with President Trump saying earlier this week that the ceasefire is off. Nano Santio Bonsu reports from the White House.
Thousands of mourners escorted the coffin of Iran's former supreme leader, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, to the shrine where his body is being buried. Some cried and others held up signs calling for the death of President Trump. Explosions were heard in multiple parts of Iran Thursday night, following U.S. Central Command's report it struck 90 Iranian military targets Wednesday. Iran responded with a barrage of missile and drone attacks on Middle Eastern countries that house U.S. military bases.
What they're trying to do is drive this wedge between the United States and the Gulf states so they can get the Gulf states to cry uncle and they can be left in control of the Strait of Hormuz.
The renewed fighting started as a result of Iranian attacks on ships in the Strait of Hormuz. President Trump calling it a violation on the Memorandum of Understanding, which he now says is null and void.
They called a little while ago. They want to make a deal so badly. I just don't know if they're worthy of making a deal. I don't know that they're going to honor the deal.
CBS News national security analyst Aaron McClain says the issue is how the two sides are interpreting the MOU.
For the United States, opening the strait meant you open the strait, ships can go through. But from Iran's perspective, it meant they controlled the strait.
And he says trading attacks could become the new norm.
The possibility of real escalation, of course, exists. I'm not sure the appetite exists on both sides for that. And it's possible that what we see right now is what we need to get used to.
The escalation in fighting this week has virtually shut down shipping traffic in the strait. Nana Saint-Bonsu, CBS News, the White House.
News 13 on-time traffic, sponsored by Joy Law Firm. Just call Joy.
And traffic not too bad right now on 501 between CCU and Carolina Forest. Just the occasional slowdown at the traffic lights. Not bad on 544 either. Drive times along the Grand Strand on 501 from Carolina Forest to CCU. That'll take 15 minutes. 17 in both directions along the Grand Strand. That's moving a little bit slower than normal. Florence area right now looking okay. No issues in town. No problems on I-95. Currently on 95 from TV Road to 76. That'll take 10 minutes. Palmetto from 5 Points to Irby Street will take 5 minutes. And 52 from Palmetto to I-95 will take 7 minutes.
All right, Frank, thank you. Well, some exciting news for hockey fans. The PD Ice Cats are welcoming their new head coach today.
That's right. News 13's Gianna Forbes was at the press conference and has more on what the coach is zoning in on in his first season today. And she joins us live now from the Florence Center. Gianna.
That's right, guys. Chris Bernard saying that he's ready to build on that fan base and also on the nostalgia of this team. One of the reasons he says he came to Florence is because of the great community that surrounds this team.
Yeah, I'm so excited to be here.
Excited in Florence is one way to describe the feelings in the air. At the Florence Center, the PD Ice Cats are welcoming themselves into the Southern Professional Hockey League for the first time this season and are now announcing a new head coach.
You know, I made a decision to come here because when I asked around, the overwhelming impression that everybody had was that this was a first-class place.
First-class place filled with first-class people, such as Chris Bernard, sending 25 players to pro hockey throughout his years of coaching in the North, and now heading to Florence for the Ice Cats' first year in the SPHL. He says he's ready to add on to the consistent efforts made by owners and leaders of the PD Ice Cats, but also knows they've worked hard to make the Florence Center what it is.
I love the phrase foundation. You know, I think the foundation here was built, I think a lot of it was because, you know, they hit the ground running. They put a lot of hard work in, our ownership group, to make sure that the pieces were in place.
CEO of the Ice Cats, Mike Ronan, also weighing in on the Bernard hire, saying keeping the team in Florence means hiring guys like Bernard to keep bringing people in who represent well.
He's a good human being first. 2 decades of coaching, the man knows how to coach, but what's important for us here is building a culture. Like we said, we want the team to be in Florence a long time. We need that culture to run through with the players.
Ronan said that this roster is nowhere near full yet. They're not just trying to create a great program here, but they're trying to find the right players for this right program. Live in Florence, Gianna Forbes, News 13 Sports.
All right, Gianna, thank you. The FIFA World Cup is sparking interest around the world and right here in our communities. Local coaches say kids are showing up to practice, talking about their favorite players, wearing their favorite national team jerseys, and trying to recreate the skills they've been watching during the tournament. One coach told News 13 what it's like to have so many kids showing similar interests in the tournament.
It's a little melting pot, have kids from like all over. So they wear the different jerseys, they talk about different players, they complain about, you know, this call, that call, what's going on that day. So it's been very fun just being around and see how engaging they are.
We love to see it. News 13's Cameron Townsend will have more details and a live report tonight on News 13 at 6.
And our hot, humid weather continues across the area today with heat index values way over 100. I'll have a look at how long this hot weather is going to last coming up.